Hey everyone, Brian and Jeff with WorkshopAddict.com, and we are going to give you our impressions on the new Milwaukee Fuel M18 7¼ inch circular saw, model number 2732-21HD. This is a Gen 2 model of the original saw that they came out with in 2013.
So tell me, Brian, what does the HD stand for?
The HD is because they have this 12 amp hour battery pack on it. And to be honest, we look at this and we looked at the saw and we're like, you know, what really changed? And obviously, first thing we looked at was, wow, that's a big motor.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger motor and a lot bigger battery.
Yeah. Second, wow, that's a big battery, right?
Which adds a little bit more weight to it.
It does. And we put this on our 6½ inch normal fuel circular saw, and it was out of balance.
Yeah.
You were sitting with the battery back.
But in this saw, it feels more balanced.
So that's a plus here. And this is very familiar to the Gen 1 saw that you would have seen come out a while ago, but they're getting a ton of runtime because of this big battery.
They're claiming 750 cuts, which
we're not going to do.
No.
Sorry.
But 12 hours worth of runtime.
Yeah, I mean, they in their video of what they said, we weren't at the Milwaukee event. So, but what they claimed to us is that this is basically one cut per minute for 12 hours. So, I mean, somebody's going to take this saw on the job site and they're going to get a million cuts out of it. We cut and cut and cut with this saw, and it just rocked its way through. But we had our initial impressions, not seeing it at the Milwaukee Tool Symposium, thinking this is Milwaukee, we're going to rock this, we're going to come out and say, what is this saw going to do? And we thought this thing was going to be the best thing since sliced bread.
And it does have significant power advantages over the Gen 1.
For the Milwaukee stuff, if you're a blade right guy, you're going to like it, right?
Yeah.
You're not a blade right guy.
I hate it.
You're a blade right, blade wrong.
Yes, exactly.
So either way, what we did do is compare this to the Dewalt rear handle blade left saw, and we were thinking these two were going to be fairly close. They weren't.
Unfortunately, the Dewalt.
You rocked this thing. Okay, but that's not to say, I mean, two totally different saws, and that was, I think, what we seen initially. We were like, yeah, this is going to be it, and no, it didn't happen. But it still has a lot of power, and it still does very well.
If you're going to compare this to corded power, I think it's got just as much, if not more.
As what
well, my skill worm drive, I think it's actually got more power. It's lighter, not by much.
No, it's 12 pounds compared to what the worm drive's 13-ish, yeah.
But you don't have the cord. I mean, the battery is a little big, but it balances out, so.
It goes for a day. So if you're on a job site, I think this is awesome. If you're a blade right guy, I'm still waiting for Milwaukee to come out with that kick-ass blade left.
Yes,
that's going to just crush Dewalt and Makita, because then Dewalt and Makita are going to come out and say, we're going to crush Milwaukee, and we're going to have tools that you're not even going to be able to hang on to anymore.
Exactly. And I know Milwaukee can do it.
But the kicker, I guess, of what we're going through, first, we were cutting bevels with it, no issue. This will bevel to 50 degrees. 45-degree bevels were no issue cross-cutting a 2x12.
5,800 RPM.
It's just got to keep that blade speed up, and it's more about torque in these. If you can keep the torque at 4,500 RPM.
The only problem I had ripping a 2x10 was I got into a couple knots, which it didn't stop the saw. It just slowed down a little bit, but kept going.
And you could tell when you're watching it that those knots slowed the saw down. And we also were testing it with Milwaukee's new blades inside. So we're not testing it with the stock blade. This is supposed to be one of the better blades. And to go back and say, you know, we had the same blade in the Dewalt. The stair treads that we cut with this were good, except blade wrong.
Yeah, I mean, for you guys that are used to a right-hand blade, you know how to do it. I prefer a left hand. It's just easier for me to see what's going on. But it did a remarkable job cutting stair treads.
And you can see you're mad because you keep pounding this thing.
Yeah.
But either way, now I think that this is a huge upgrade for someone who had the Gen 1 saw. I mean, it should be, right? You're going from a saw made in 2013 to a saw made in 2018. It should be a huge upgrade. It should be everything that you would expect, and it is for someone who wants to dive into a blade right saw. And if you are looking for something on the job site that's going to last you all day, this battery, albeit a little big and albeit a little heavy, rocks it.
And you can still use that in any tool you want.
And you don't really realize it. I mean, we put this battery on the 6.5-inch saw, and it did well. It was definitely slower going through those knots.
True.
And you can rock a 5.0 amp hour battery on this saw, and it will still run and give you all the power. It's just not going to give you the same runtime.
Well, yeah, for you guys that are carrying tools out on the job all the time, wouldn't you rather just carry one battery than 3 or 4?
It depends on how many I needed that day and if I wanted to carry something like that.
Are you still talking?
Yeah. But either way, this is a nice saw that's put together well. If you're thinking that this is going to be the most powerful saw because it's the newest, it's not yet. It might be the most powerful blade right saw that's out there. We don't keep a lot of them around the shop to test with because
We can't.
you love them so much. But with that said, you know, if you're looking at this, I think the price is going to be around $399 MSRP. You might find them a little bit cheaper. You're probably putting a lot of that money into the one M12 or M18 12 amp hour battery that comes with it. But either way, you're right. This battery works awesome. I mean, we just did the chainsaw review. That chainsaw was everything I expected, plus some. So they're coming out with some great stuff. These job site tools like this are gonna rock if you're into that. Make sure you give us some comments below, give us a like in this video, and don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot of cool giveaways going on right now. Make sure you check them out and get involved. Watch us on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for your time, guys. Have a great day. Oh, and there's the dust guard, dust collector.
Dust collector. Pull one screw out, take that one out, put this in its place, and there you go.
You know, for people who are cutting inside, that'd probably rock.
It would have helped us too outside.
But you got a hose. I always go back to you got a hose on it, why not have a cord?
Yeah,
if
you lose the cord,
you
why
lose the
gain a
cords.
hose?
But either way, guys, sorry we forgot that. If you're into it, you got it.